Welcome back. All right, so we got two games to recap before we get into the rest of the games for today. Well, yes, I have new magnets. Yeah, the two early games. Not a lot of tension in either of these games, although a bit of a surprise with this one and how it turned out. But let's go ahead and start things off talking about Colorado. The Avalanche in against the Blues. The Blues, of course, their first game since the trading of O'Reilly. The first game since the trading of Achari, who keeps getting forgotten in this trade. And I was really glad to hear Blues announcers chatting up how well Achari's played this year and how hard he's worked, and what a steal that is for Toronto. So it's a Noonan versus Bennington in this one. Early press by St. Louis. Neighbors has a net drive that's saved. The Avs press are kept to the outside. The shots are 3-2 for St. Louis at 5 minutes. I thought they came out quite well. And then things start to change. Levo fires one wide from the slot. Lehkonen has a chance at save. The teams exchange rushes. As soon as you open up the game, you're helping Colorado. Cogliano's denied. The rebound's cleared. Makar has a tipped shot. That's held. The Avs building momentum. There's a denial by Binnington during this. Denial or two. Lehkonen has a net drive that's saved. McKinnon has a blast that's caught. That one's held on to. Then there's a delay game call, gives the Blues the power play. Avalanche kill that off. The Avs press with 4 minutes left. Makar has a screenshot that's held, and then Rantanen gets his 200th goal during a nice press from McKinnon and Compher at 16:37. So after the first period, the score is 1-0 Colorado. Second period, the Avs pick up where they left off. They end up drawing themselves a power play. Rantanen has a shot that's saved. They do cycle. The Blues kill that off. The shots are 5-0 Colorado at 4 minutes. Buchnevich has a rush chance. That's blocked. And what's interesting is he played briefly in the second period, and that was after a hit in the first period. He actually, they announced early and before the third period started that he would not return. And it was the hit in the first that they think was the start of it. But that's tough. For a St. Louis team that's already shorthanded with the trades and all, now you've taken Buchnevich out. Rantanen has a sharp angle shot saved. The next one deflects out. But then on their 21st shot of the game, Colorado gets their second goal. It's Byram from Rantanen and Girard at 7:37. There were only 7 shots for St. Louis at that point. So yeah, Colorado's in control. Power play for St. Louis. Falk has a blast that's held. That's the only shot they managed on that power play. The Avs do kill it off. The Avs get a power play of their own. Lehkonen's denied. That's cleared out. Blues kill it off, and it's a good penalty kill. And then Sammy Blais, who again has been just basically reinvented himself in St. Louis, or found himself. Kyrou and Brown with the assists at 15:28. Blues look for the tie. Neighbors has a chance that's held. The Avs press in the final minute, but to close it out, the Blues press and nearly tie it. It's 2-1 after 2, but you get the feeling St. Louis is still in it. Third period, this is where they announced Buchnevich wouldn't return, and Kyrou, after taking a puck to the hand, brief exit for him, he ends up playing through it. Good early back and forth. The Avs get a power play. Makar has a blast that's blocked, and he gets shaken up in a collision with Toropchenko. Toropchenko's a big dude. McKinnon has a chance that's saved, and that's where they show Cale Makar making his exit. Remember, he's just come back from injury. It would be a huge blow to Colorado if Makar's back out again. And this is why, for teams that are looking to trade defensemen, they're sitting a couple of them out. Nichushkin scores one off his skate, but the review says goal. I was wondering whether or not they would because it was off the instep. If it's off the inside of the skate, those are the ones they very often will call back. They did not call that back. They did not see a distinct kicking motion. So it's Nichushkin on the power play from Lehkonen and McKinnon at 2:56. The Blues would press trying to answer at 5.5 minutes. Then there was a near miss for Lehkonen on a 3-on-2. The Avs draw another power play. They score on this one as well. It's Byram with his second of the game from Girard and Compher. That's at 9 minutes and 40 seconds. So for Compher, that's 2 helpers. Girard, 2 helpers. Like I said, Byram, 2 goals. Pretty good game for them. And it was a rebound that was buried by Byram. Blues press with 9 minutes left. Then there's a net feed to McKinnon. That was picked off. 2:06 left. The Blues get a power play. Kyrou has a net feed that's cleared. They do kill that off. They allow 0 shots, and they win this game 4-1, do those Avalanche. They go to 30, 19, and 5 with the win. Don't sleep on Colorado. St. Louis 26, 26, and 3 with the loss. So after 3 straight wins, they suffer the loss today. Shots in this one, 15-5 Colorado in the first, 9 apiece in the second, 9-6 Colorado in the third. Final shots 33-20 for the Avs. Power plays Colorado 2 for 4. St. Louis 0 for 3. The hits 22-10 for St. Louis. Noonan saves 19 out of 20. He was not busy today, Binnington saves 29 out of 33. He was very good, and then the dam breaks. All right, and the other game that was early today, Florida in against Nashville. Now, it was Bobrovsky versus Lankinen in this one. Nashville presses at 1.5 minutes, and when they get their first shot, it goes in. It's Novak. At 2:36, there were no assists on this one, but Yossi helped to set this up either way. And he wires it, and then the Preds look for another. Novak has a net feed picked off. The shots on net are 3-2 for Florida at 7.5 minutes. And then on their fourth shot, Cousins scores to tie the game at 1 at 7:55. Bobrovsky then holds on to a Cole Smith wraparound. So, it could have been a 2-1 lead for Nashville there. Niederreiter fires one wide as they press. Nashville not getting enough shots on net, which has been a storyline for Nashville recently. And it looked like early in this game we were going to see this again. And then with the Preds still stuck on 3 shots, they've been stuck on 3 shots for a while. Tkachuk scores from Montour at 12:09. Great pass by Montour, and it's buried by Tkachuk. So it's 2-1 Florida. And it looks like maybe this is going to be another setback for Nashville, coming off of a rough night against Boston, which I think they made a little too much about in the pregame, only because it's Boston. Boston's done this to teams this year. But then Duchesne at 12:56 scores from McDonough and Granlund. So that was the 5th shot for Nashville, buried from the face-off circle. Preds get a power play, and then it's Johansson scoring from Yossi on said power play at 15:01. That's the 7th shot of the game for Nashville, their 3rd goal. It is the 15th shot overall in the game. 5 of them have gone in. So the goaltending, the numbers were not great in that first period. Then there's a post for Granlund. The Panthers clear, so things could have got worse there. Pressed by Nashville at 2.5 minutes left with 48.7 seconds left. Nashville gets the power play. That rolls over into the second period where Florida finishes the kill. Pressed by Nashville afterwards. We have 2 shots during that power play for Nashville. Verhaeghe's then denied on a 3-on-2. The shots are 3-1 Preds, 4.5 minutes in. Pressed by Nashville at 6 minutes. They're kept to the outside. And then on a stretch pass, Sissons ends up burying it. Yossi with the great pass there. McDonough with the secondary assist at 7 minutes and 40 seconds. And it was a fast break by Sissons. Buries it. He's been very hot lately. Backhanded that one in. And that ends the night for Bobrovsky, or ends the afternoon for Bobrovsky. Either way, he's done. Spencer Knight going in the net. Preds look for another. We get a power play, though, for the Panthers. Reinhardt's denied and close. Lankinen holds there. Ekblad fires one wide. That power play's killed off. Then there's a press by Florida with 6.5 minutes left, but they're kept to the outside. Yossi has a blast that's tipped wide, and then during the press that follows, Yossi gets the goal. He scores from McDonough and Johansson at 16:23, and that makes the score 5-2. So Nashville really running away with it at this point. Barkov's denied in the final minute as Florida's trying to answer, but it is 5-2 after 2. Third period, Tkachuk's denied on a turnover opportunity. Duchesne has a rush chance that's saved. The shots are 3-1 Florida at 3.5 minutes. Florida realizing what they're up against here and trying to fight it off, but just, not happening today. Panthers press at 4 minutes. Jeannot was hurting from a block shot, took it off the right leg. I think it was the inside of his knee. Hopefully he's fine. Things are pushy after a hole from Lankinen. Ekblad fires one wide as the Panthers press. Nashville gets a power play. There's a crossbar for Granlund, who wasn't allowed to get a goal today. And then Novak gets the power play marker from Tomasino at 8:58. And he deflected that one in off Knight. Goes behind the net and banks it in off the goaltender. Well played. Panthers then get a power play and they score on it. It is Reinhardt from Barkov and Montour at 9:43. The Panthers would press for another. They're down 6-3 at this point, and they decide, why not? They pull the goaltender with 7 minutes and 23 seconds left. That was an offensive zone faceoff, and I noticed it before the announcer said anything. I was like, okay, so there's 6 Panthers on the screen, so either they've pulled the goaltender or this is going to be the worst too many men on the ice penalty I've ever seen. So Barkov was denied, and then Trennan hits the empty net from the other end of the ice at 14-14. Now, Nashville added an 8th, and I thought I was going to be putting up the no mercy magnet. However, it was offside. The offside challenge just takes that one off the board. One thing I wanted to add as well, the players disappearing into the board ads during this game more than the other one. And yet the NHL will try to tell you they're not noticeable. If you're noticing the board ads, you're not paying attention to the right thing. The puck was right there. And when you're watching players playing along the boards and a guy's head keeps disappearing, it's hard not to be distracted, NHL. At any rate, your final score is 7-3 for Nashville. They go to 26, 21, and 6. They pull within 5 points of the playoffs. Remember, they have games in hand on the teams they're chasing. Florida 28, 25, and 6, the most unpredictable team in the National Hockey League. Every time it looks like they're getting it together, they don't. So the shots in this one, 10-7 Florida in the first, 11-9 Florida in the second, 12-10 Florida in the third. They outshoot the Predators 33-26. Power plays, Florida 1 for 2, Nashville 2 for 3. Hits 27-21 Nashville. Bobrovsky saves 7 out of 11. Knight saves 12 out of 14. Lankinen recovered from a slow start, ends up saving 30 out of 33. So there you go. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below as always. Don't forget to hit like and subscribe if you're browsing your way through. You just happened upon this video. Thank you guys so much for watching, for all your support. I will talk to you again soon.